Swat. It's nobody ass. Hey. I bet you were wondering what we're thinking about today. We don't know. We just fly by the seat of our pants. Yeah. Fly by the seat of our pants. Yeah.
Pants.
Yeah. Fly by the seat of our pants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fly by the seat of our. Ooh. I'm not here. Oops.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a special episode of Nobody Asks, where both the hosts are in the same location. Yay. Is Maria in New York? No. Is Colin in Mississippi? Yes. Does he hate this state? Also, yes.
Oh.
What a joy. I don't know where I was going with that. Welcome, your first host. It's Maria.
Hello, it's me.
She sometimes goes by Lumberjack Maria because of a weird comment on Reddit.
I thought it was funny.
And Colin.
I look gorgeous today. Distracted by my own beauty once again. Hi, Colin.
He does not have as inflated an ego as his mother does.
Get on it. There's nothing better than an inflated ego. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've got a pretty big ego. It's just not about my looks.
But you're beautiful.
Oh, that's true. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a wonderful day to be alive, and today we'll be talking about the subject.
I'm listening. There we go.
It is a touch screen.
Now I can see the comments.
Oh, you look at that. It's a touch screen. Didn't even know. Our timing is going to be so different today because we're in the same place. We just both looked at camera at the same time. Today's gonna be wonderful. Today we're going to talk about lead. What's it doing? Why is it everywhere? Why is it everywhere? Hey, Mom, why is it that when I go and pay for gas, it doesn't say gas, it says unleaded?
Oh, that's because back in the 1920s, they started adding lead to fuel.
And that's what we'll be hearing about today. It's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a rip-roaring episode, and then we're gonna go through some of the politicians in groups that were that lived in or were born in areas with incredibly high lead risk scores. We'll talk about how to find the lead risk score of the place that you live. Yeah. Yep.
And Barbie, Colin also admits he thought his head looked awfully big as well compared to the size of my head. I believe they say if you are meant to be on the big screen, it really helps to have a big old head. And,
yes.
He's halfway there with his ginormous bean.
My head is just huge. That way, there's like a certain height where you can no longer go to a mall and buy clothes. My head is the size where I can't go to hat stores. Like stores with hats they'll stock thousands of hats and they'll go, "Oh, we didn't think there'd be any reason to have a hat that big." And I go, "Me is the reason." And it is, it is what it is. I think it helps a lot with how I carry my weight because, my body's compared to my big head. And so I never really look the weight that I am, which is great and a win. The downside is that I like hats and I have to special order them. What a nightmare. Well, let's see.
Wait, did it say it was quieter than usual? Hold on a second.
It should be automatically adjusting the volume.
Just want to make sure we're not too quiet.
Are we too quiet, everybody? What you want to do to fix that is turn up your volume.
There we go.
It might be.
We might be good.
We might be good.
I think so. She said she liked it, so maybe we're usually too loud.
We do usually, when I look at both of our audios, we do usually have it turned all the way up. You're loud and clear. What are you saying, Steve? About it?
Well, Ashley Nicole said that perhaps it's my head that's unusually small.
I think it's one of those comparison things. I think that we're both way far away from the median. But I'm telling you, there's real data that my head is very large. And then I was like, let's put more hair on top of it so that nothing fits.
Dude, you have gorgeous hair, though. That is the thickest most luxurious hair. You have no idea.
I have a lot of it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, it's been a little while since we've had a podcast, so let's do a little life update. Mom, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Gross. Oh, that's not the right answer. I'm supposed to be excited about New Year's resolutions. I'm really just trying to stay out of the cesspool this year. I got bored in the RV and found myself in the cesspool more than I would normally want to be. And I'm going to stay out of it this year. I'm staying on the positive side of things. And I do have some things that I'd like to work on. So, while I'm not going anywhere, you might see me a little less, but that's because we're just trying to create a better product and educate myself on how to make a better product, when it comes to this show and, all of the endeavors on social media. So that's where my goals are going to be. Is that stupid?
No, it's great. It's very similar to my New Year's resolution. What?
What's your New Year's resolution?
Oh, my New Year's resolution.
This is fun. We can just look at each other.
It's really quite strange. My New Year's resolution is, I've always treated New Year's a little bit like Lent. And so this year for New Year's, I'm giving up being angry. I'm done.
Oh, great.
I promise I won't get angry a single time for the rest of this episode.
Oh, okay. As long as they're like attainable goals, No.
No. I'm not going to get angry for this year. I just wanted to say, as for evidence, I also won't do it for this episode. What?
All right. I mean,
you got a real thing about your face.
I'm gorgeous. The lighting is spectacular.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your tone and what your face is doing.
Oh, you mean I'm being too expressive of how I feel about what you're saying?
Well, what do you feel about what I'm saying?
I don't.
What the fuck, Mom? That's what we call a perfectly executed joke, ladies and gentlemen. And all I had to do was absolutely throw the "what are you doing for New Year's" question at you with no preparation at all. You were not ready for that question.
I wasn't.
But I just thought of the joke, and I was like, it'd be really funny to say.
I'm going to also try not to be angry. I'm not generally an angry person. So
me either.
Colin just feels things deeply.
I do. I've got a real thing about fairness.
He does.
And the world, it turns out, doesn't. It's like, what the hell? So I don't know. It really just bugs me. And I just don't. I think that sometimes I just feel so much anxiety about like not getting in people's way or like being considerate of other people that when anyone isn't thinking about it as much as I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what the fuck? Why do I have to carry this with me all the time? They should also feel the pain of needing to constantly be considerate. I'm going to go step on their foot,
I guess that's one way to deal with the situation.
Yep. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Go get some help, and get it. And if you're going to get some help, get it on a website that will 100% use your personal information and sell it to retailers. BetterHelp. And this episode is also, all right. You want to introduce the first topic? It's so weird being in the same space.
It's kind of fun though. It's like a different dynamic. It's still good. It's a nice dynamic. I like it.
Me too.
Okay, fine.
Hey, Mom, do you want to introduce the first topic? The timing of this might make sense for the first time ever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about lead poisoning.
Oh my goodness! I'm just kidding. I've spaced. I have made an error. And I forgot to mention our other sponsor, who is being very generous today and paying us $1 million for this.
We're rich.
This sponsorship. That's why we live in Mississippi. For this sponsorship space. So just in case any other sponsors were trying to figure out our rates, $1 million for a sarcastic ad that I forget about. Today's episode is sponsored by Cognitive Dissonance.
Oh. What is that?
Cognitive dissonance. Guys, just so you know, I make a lot of jokes every day. My mom laughs at none of them until we're on this show.
I feel like it's a courtesy when you're on camera. I need to let everybody else know that they're supposed to be laughing by doing the laughing.
I just like I listen to you when you're on your other streams with John Yates and all the folks, and you're so exuberant. And I'm like, you're selling a lie. This is absolutely absurd what is going on in these other streams.
I have a job. I know what my job is.
It's just strange that your job is being exuberant, which you just are not. You are like, you need to earn my laugh is your whole.
You do need to earn my laugh.
Unless we're filming it.
I have very high expectations of you. And so get it done. I'm honest with you. If it's a good joke, I laugh. If it's not a good joke, I don't laugh. That's why you call me and ask me if something's funny.
I do that all the time. Although my best material that the best received my material has ever been is the only material where I couldn't get you or Dad on the phone to say it before.
Oh, interesting. So perhaps you should trust yourself.
I called Dad and he picked up and I was like, are you in the right mood for comedy? And he was like, no. And I was like, well, that's why I called. So see you, dog. And it was perfect. All right. Well, now you can actually introduce the first topic.
All right.
It's so strange having like actual human
immediate responses,
yeah.
Not the delayed response.
It's super strange. It's probably good for the viewer in that we're not actually talking over each other.
I don't know. Who cares?
Yep.
I care about the viewer only to a certain degree. That part I can't do anything about.
Our first merch is going to say nobody asked. Fuck the viewers.
I mean, that's probably not what it's going to say, but
it's going to be us in boiler suits, right?
What is with your obsession with boiler suits?
We've been watching this show called Taskmaster, and it's like for some reason my favorite cast members are always in like full like boiler suits.
Yeah, I would call them coveralls.
Or coveralls, yeah. They're in one piece matching outfits. The one that Noel was in is definitely a boiler suit. Are
we pulling boiler suits up? I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to give them a visual for. Am I like not connected to the internet?
I'm connected to the internet. I don't know what you are. Colin is Googling stuff in the middle of the show.
This is going to make it really hard for me to share my screen.
Uh-oh.
If I'm not connected. Please ensure you're connected to the internet.
What's going on? Why are you not connected to the internet? Are we connected?
I mean, it looks like we're connected.
It does. I can see stuff still happening on the actual.
All right. Well, that's good.
Anyway, boiler suit is like it's like a pair of coveralls.
Yeah, it says there's no internet through Cottage in the Pines. Are you connected? What are you connected?
All indications are that I'm Cottage in the Pines is the correct thing.
Oh, your internet says it's bad too. Do we look like Tetris pieces to you guys right now?
No, we're moving smoothly.
All right.
Colin's struggling. He's going to have to whatever his computer, but who cares? Boiler suits. We've been watching Taskmaster, which I do recommend if you guys are looking for something to watch. If you like comedy, if you like, I don't know, people just getting tasked to do ridiculous things. It's like it's a British show. There's like how many seasons?
There are 14 right
14 seasons. And they've got like 5 comedians and they are tasked to do bizarre things like, peel an egg without using your hands. Fastest one wins. But they can't see what the other person has done. So they're all doing it one at a time. And then, they get graded basically and compared and contrast. And it's very funny, it's been a very nice thing to watch during this holiday break when I needed to decompress and wash myself clean of the negative stuff. So
it's such a good show. The British man, they've figured out game show television and they've realized that there's no reason to put normal people on TV because they're so boring. And it's like, I don't want to watch.
It's on YouTube.
Here's Henry. He's from Oklahoma, and he teaches a class of second graders you wouldn't like. Some of his hobbies are fishing and not paying attention to his mother, right? Now watch him play a game for 20 minutes. Fuck this guy, okay? I don't like Henry. They put stand-up comics in their game shows who are better at entertaining and still dumb. It's great. They're so bad at these.
And you can watch it right on YouTube. So it's the almost every season.
Whole episodes. If you don't have YouTube Premium, get more money. What are you doing?
It's okay to prioritize. You don't have to prioritize YouTube.
if you watch any amount of YouTube, the ads are absurd on this platform. Are there ads on our stream? Do people have to watch ads to watch our shit?
If we don't get any money for it because we're not monetized, so
probably not. All right. Wow. So lead, what's the deal?
Okay, lead. Let's talk about lead. Okay, so listen, lead is everywhere. It's in the Earth's crust. It's all over the damn place. And, industrialization has really just brought it right to the surface and into our bloodstreams. We all have some level of lead exposure. It is just the reality of life on planet Earth in its current state. But there was definitely a time period in history where it got a lot worse. And it was, they had been adding lead to gas probably since the 1920s. It made cars a little bit more fuel efficient and gave it more power. And so, lead was being added. And it really kind of peaked out in the 60s and 70s. Now, I bring up the 60s and 70s because if you are a Gen Xer, this is probably around the time that you were born. And I bring that up because there's just a lot of Gen Xers that probably have no idea that they probably have some level of lead poisoning. There is no safe amount of lead in your body, but there is a point where it's problematic and you're poisoned. And so some of the symptoms, listen, a lot of people have no symptoms, but if you do have symptoms, the first ones are like headache, cramps, anemia is a big one, fatigue, numbness in your feet, infertility, loss of sex drive, hyperactivity and learning problems. And let's see, personality changes. Did I say, I guess I did. Did I say high blood pressure? High blood pressure and kidney problems. But where you get into a problem really is when you talk about, okay, well, I'm gonna back up a little bit further. So they like to catch it early in children. Not that you can fully reverse the effects of it, but you can do some things, to, I guess, mitigate it and prevent it from getting worse. So you don't think about lead poisoning now, in 2022. One would think we would be better at dealing with this stuff. And we are because, in 1996, leaded gas became, we banned it in the United States in 1996. So the hope is...
It was that recent.
It was that recent, right before you were born. So there's the hope that the next generation doesn't have the same level of exposure, and they don't. But it's still, just because we've stopped using leaded gas and, our cars aren't excreting it out via exhaust, doesn't mean if there's not still sort of a level of it that's just ever present from the damage that we've previously done. House paint used to have a lot of lead in it. In 1978, that's when they started banning leaded house paint. But so if you live in a house that's older, maybe you're remodeling a turn of the century home, I guess turn of the last century home, you're dealing with lead paint. You definitely need to wear proper protective gear. And this is where I guess children can sometimes get into trouble because you could be remodeling your home and children definitely will eat paint chips. They'll nibble on windowsills. I definitely nibbled on windowsills. I remember I was like, this windowsill is delicious. So it's actually a memory. And I remember being yelled at, it has lead paint, don't do it. But I'm like, but it's yummy. I think lead paint might be delicious, but, you'll be, so right now you're remodeling your home and you might have children. Children are always crawling around the floors. They're dropping things. They're picking things up off the floor. They're putting those things in their mouth. And now you're thinking, this danger shouldn't be for my children, but it's still here. And you have to be like just next level vigilant while you're remodeling to, keeping the dust down, keeping it extra clean. It's very, very difficult, but it can be done. So what did I say? I said gas. I said lead paint. If toys from other countries, we have no idea. Like, I would love to say that when things get imported here, that we do a good job of making sure that they comply with US standards, but come on, it's a lie. It doesn't. The stained glass window process, that'll get you. And glazed ceramics. I think most people, if you do ceramics, you can buy unleaded paint. But if you are the kind of person that likes vintage ceramics and stuff, you don't always know what you're getting. So I just would like to, you just don't know. You just don't know. I'm just saying there's a lot of scary things out there. I'm a little bit scared of lead paint. And I'm pretty convinced that, am I lead poisoned? I don't know.
I mean, it would explain a lot.
It would explain a lot. Okay. I'm sad now. Okay. Okay. So I feel like I'm going to be all over the place. I have a lot of opinions about this, but.
Well, I think that, one thing that's interesting is that it's been known since, pre-Jesus that lead was a dangerous substance for humans to be ingesting. But the confusion has been for a length of time just how much was necessary to have significant effects. And so it was in the kind of 60s and 70s that the conversation began around small amounts of lead having impacts that were still significant, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then particularly the concerns about reduction in IQ and antisocial behavior. There's some affiliation with violence. I know that sort of in a Freakonomics way, when we talked about abortion a while ago, one of the things that advocates for abortion rights will point to is how 18 years after abortion is legalized in many places, the crime rate will go down. Well, another significant amount of the crime rate is affiliated with the risk of lead poisoning in different areas. There are some economists that estimate something between 60 and 90% of the violent crime rate changes can be explained by that. I think that seems like a high number, but I also have only been researching this today, so I could be wrong.
Sure. There's also an indication, we talked about the lead in, your gas kind of peaking out in the 60s and 70s. There was also a huge rise in crime in the industrialized world during that time period, from the 60s through the 90s. And the 90s was when we finally, banned leaded gas. So, during that time period, crime was kind of through the roof. And when they stopped in the 90s, there was literally a major drop in crime. So you're like, whoa. I mean, that just seems too coincidental. It probably is too coincidental, but there's probably some overlapping truths for multiple things. From there, what else would I want to say? I'm going to do a little dance to the song. I lost it. I don't know what I was going to say.
Downell R says, is this what the lawsuit regarding Camp Lejeune is about?
That one is about, I know it's a different, oh my gosh, I know it. Bromine. I think that's a bromine one.
Marine Corps.
Ooh, I know what I wanted to say. There is also an indication that, in the Black community, you are twice as likely to have some level, to have a higher lead toxicity or lead poisoning than in the white community, because we did have segregation. We did keep, Black families out of certain neighborhoods, and they could only buy in certain neighborhoods. And those were often in more industrialized areas. So they were more exposed to lead. It's kind of a gross truth about our country, I think some of the things that you see, particularly with Gen X, because it seems like I had assumed that it was baby boomers that were going to be the ones that are suffering the most from lead, because it does accumulate in your body over time. Especially if you don't take away the thing that's exposing you. So I assume because boomers are older, they're going to have the worst exposure, but it's actually Gen X, because we were children, in the 60s and 70s, because we were children, and having that exposure when you're under the age of 11, that is where you're going to see a lot of long-term neurological and personality issues, and the lower IQ is when you had that exposure when you're young, which is why if you have it when you're young, you definitely want to seek help from a doctor. They can help you, mitigate it. There is some indication that vitamin C is helpful, which is, it seems so simple, but there is some indication. If your levels are really high, you can do ketosis, which is a medication that will bind to the lead in your bloodstream, so that you can then, your body will then excrete it. Basically, it'll leave your body. But I'm assuming they don't do that. I don't know if that medication is horrendous, if it's got some other side effects, but I don't think that they don't like to use it unless you're at a really high level. So again, we talked about lower IQ. There's some other personality traits that you'll see in older people that have kind of long-term exposure. There's a general disagreeableness, which I think was a funny word. So, I mean, you can say people are disagreeable because they're old, but is it just that old people have a certain level of lead toxicity and so they're disagreeable? I don't know, but it's funny. Oh my gosh, that one cracks me up a little bit.
Just brief aside about Camp Lejeune.
Okay.
It was VOCs that were in the water, volatile organic compounds. So like this is the same, the Dow Chemical compounds that were dumped in the water that affected a bunch of neighboring neighborhoods. Those were also called VOCs. So it's just a number of
VOCs is a very, that's a
it's
generic.
a number of different compounds. It's not like a single element.
I always think of VOCs as things you inhale. But I guess, I mean, we were talking about inhaled lead, right? Through exhaust. So
also, just interesting, if you want to receive compensation for having drank the water in Camp Lejeune in this like 30-year period.
It's a huge period.
In order to be eligible, you must have served at Camp Lejeune for at least 30 cumulative days and not have received a dishonorable discharge when you separated from the military. You can still be poisoned if you got a dishonorable discharge. Okay.
Agreed.
What a way to absolve yourself of guilt. It's like, well, if you were a dickhead, we're not helping you. Like, you still poisoned them. Goodness gracious. Freaking VA. Good aside, Colin.
It is a good aside. Let's see. Okay, so some of the other things that you'll see in adults is a lower impulse control, or the increase towards violence. You'll see a general immaturity, right, for your age. People that act like children, possibly on the internet. I'm not saying that's a thing. I'm not saying that people go to the internet who are immature to be mean and disagreeable.
It also says that you're more likely to become a U.S. congressman. Did you see that?
I didn't see that, but it is interesting.
It does seem right.
But I remember, like, you've complained regularly about the idea that there's not enough Gen Xers that are serving in Congress, and this might be why. I mean, you've even just the decrease of just like 3 IQ points can really kind of change the trajectory of your life. You may not have the same follow through that you otherwise would have. And it is interesting. Is there some sort of connection that we don't have as many Gen X congressmen? The fact that we all have lead poisoning.
Yeah, it was interesting because I think that we both went into this thinking that it would be a bigger problem the older that you got, but it seemed like it was kind of specifically around Generation X, which surprised me.
Well, because we were children. And, having some of those dramatic effects on your body, like if you are literally poisoned at that age, right? Not just there's certain levels of exposure. Like there's no safe level, right? But there's certain ones that are more dangerous than others. And if you actually had a really toxic level as a child, that's definitely going to affect the growth of your brain. And so you maybe didn't develop the way that you should have. And that's why you're maybe very easily taken in by conspiracies.
Seems like a little bit of foreshadowing for the second half of the show. You've got that reduced IQ. You're trying to make sense of the world, and it might be a little bit easier to believe a conspiracy than to try to understand the more complicated, nuanced things that control the world. It's just interesting. Let's see. I feel like I've hit all my notes. I didn't take very many notes. I'll admit. I felt like we were going to ease in today. Yeah, this is like a beginning of the year kind of thing, but it's good stuff, man. Here, so let's start talking about who do we think might have been affected by this.
Yeah.
Where maybe it's affecting the planet. So I don't know if this came up in your research, but did you see any sort of affiliation with lead poisoning and looking like you're a melting candle?
I didn't see anything about how you might physically look, but he does look like he might have some level of hypertension.
I mean, like, look at that. Look at his lips. And then, what? Sorry, did you see? I think it was a year and a half ago. The hand.
Is his hand okay? Oh boy, that's not good. That seems like some like he's literally scoops lead into his mouth. I don't think he should be that color. That's
Yeah.
a worrisome hand.
He got like blue on his face. And then on the
I mean,
hand.
he's pretty. He's not a young man. I'm sure he has some circulation issues. Again, lead poisoning can certainly affect. You can get tingling in your feet and legs. So that usually is, could be neurological, but it could be circulatory as well. That looks like he fell. He hurt him. That looks like he fell.
Yeah, I guess he got a little bit of a boo boo up here. I guess it looks like he's been crying.
I'm a little concerned. He doesn't look okay.
He does not look okay. Oh well, I don't know, man. Mitch McConnell is such a strange character because he looks like he should be keeling over, within the hour, and yet if you look up like Mitch McConnell health problems, nothing.
Well, I think he's pretty good at keeping it close to the vest what he's up to, and
Yep.
I will say if he has suffered any drop in IQ points, that means he would have been real smart because the dude is crafty.
Yeah, no, he's kind of one of the more interesting the ones that we go after because I think that we both think that he has a little bit of a head on his shoulder. But when you look at where he was born and where he grew up and born in Athens, Alabama, and the lead poisoning risk score there was an 8 out of 10. He then got polio.
Oh my Lord!
Got that young polio, and it took more than a year for him to recover. And he's been quoted as saying that the treatment for his childhood polio, quote, nearly bankrupted his family. And so I'm sure that sort of experience led him to think that we should have more social programs to help people financially take the brunt of a major medical problem. That's only logical.
That does seem logical.
Yeah, that seems like what would happen.
Or he could be like, wait, my parents pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, and now so do you.
He then moved to Augusta, Georgia, and the area he lived in had a risk score of 10 out of 10 for lead poisoning.
That's a lot of lead poisoning.
But then, little topper, he moved to
Louisville.
Thank you. Louisville, Kentucky, which is obviously why he's now a Kentucky senator?
He's a senator.
A Kentucky senator with a risk score of 10 out of 10 on the old
So this
lead
risk
poisoning.
score, 10 out of 10, I mean, that's the highest. That's saying you have a severe risk in these areas, in this city of lead exposure.
Yes.
You 100%, 10 out of 10 is you will be exposed to lead here, right? Like we know in Flint, Michigan, right? They have pipes. Oh, here we go. The risk of lead poisoning isn't just in Flint. So we mapped the risk in every neighborhood in America. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
So here's the map. And one thing that's interesting. So we just said a bunch of high numbers, and spoiler, we looked at a couple of congressmen that have been in the news, and tens are found in the places that they were born. However, it is important to say you can find tens, right? They tend to be in old metropolitan areas. So if a place was built long ago and those structures still stand, you'll find high risk scores. So the blue is among the lowest risk, and the red is among the highest. Interestingly, the places that we've lived, pretty good.
It is interesting. I think your dad does prefer to live a little bit more rurally, a little bit more, suburbs or rural are his preference. And so that has been probably something that has helped us because usually you don't have quite as old of systems, right? Because it's not just like we talked about lead paint and things like that, but you also have pipes used to be made of, lead or were lined in lead.
Yep.
And so that's what you're seeing in Flint, Michigan. You have an entire infrastructure that needs to be ripped out and they need to start over because the lead is leaching into everything.
Mm-hmm.
They say if you are stuck with lead pipes, if you turn on the cold water first and get cold water flowing through the pipes before you turn on the hot water, that that's going to help, but it can only help so much, right? These were things that we thought were a good idea and are no longer a good idea. And, starting over is difficult when it is through an entire old city.
Yep. And it is interesting to see, you'll see that the states and areas surrounding large metropolitan areas, some of the lowest are the surrounding suburbs of these large metropolitan areas, where you'll see that the city is an economic center, but then a lot of the development outside of it would have happened later, and that's some of the best infrastructure and the lowest
risk.
The lowest risk. So it's not exactly following where most people are. In fact, a lot of the rural neighborhoods, which have not expanded in the same way, will have the same the same high score that cities will have.
Some of them will. Yeah, it just depends. Yeah. So if you live in an older home, that's older than 1978, which doesn't feel that old, depending on how old you are. 1978 wasn't that long ago.
Yep. This is what almost every city will look like. Is the city center will have been older, and so you'll have a really high risk score. Then the suburbs will have a very low risk score, and then you go out again, and the rural areas will have high risk scores. So this tends to be what a lot of these areas look like, which I don't know, is kind of interesting.
It is kind of interesting.
So yeah, when we look at Augusta
was where Mitch McConnell was, not where he was born, where he grew up.
Yes, this is where he grew up, and so you'll see that the main city center here is a risk score of 10, and then as you go out, risk score 1 out here. So it is interesting how this happens. So if anyone wants to look up a number, but this is the tool that we were using to determine the risk of lead exposure. And so Mitch McConnell was an interesting case. Another person who's been in the news a fair amount is good old. She's all of our friend. She's currently throwing a bunch of radical Republicans under the bus, even though she believes in QAnon. It's Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Ooh.
Woo!
She seems like a very mature woman with a very high IQ, who's very agreeable.
Yes. And doesn't look a thing like a horse. I mean,
I've never thought she looked like a horse. She looks like a regular person to me.
Are you joking? Oh my gosh, dude. When you see, there's something about the way that her mouth moves, it looks like a horse chewing hay.
Oh, that's specific. Well, that's how I feel about Leonardo DiCaprio too. So I feel like his mouth doesn't move right.
Let's see if I can actually find. Did I lose the video of her talking? God, I left. Sigh. Anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene was born and grew up in Milledgeville, Georgia, which was a risk score of 10 out of 10 where she was born. And, we can kind of decide whether or not we think lead has any part to play in this. But she is a leader of the Republican Party. And on impeaching Biden, she said, my style would be a lot more aggressive, of course, than McCarthy. For him, I think the evidence needs to be there. To quote, to the New York Times. She was talking to the New York Times and was like,
evidence.
He would need evidence. That's not really my thing.
The implication being, yeah, exactly, that she would not need evidence. Interesting.
She's a self-described Christian nationalist. She had a ton of QAnon tweets before joining office. And then she sort of retracted the QAnon-ness and was like, I became trapped by what I saw on Facebook because I knew that what the media was saying couldn't have been true. And so it's very dangerous when you find a source where so much is clearly true, but then there are some falsehoods. And that was what she said of QAnon. She
feels they have a lot of things. They have a lot of things right.
There's a lot of things right.
Not everything,
but she'll say that not everything that QAnon says is true. So good for her, man. She's got it all screwed in. She doesn't like Matt Gaetz, and that is just such a huge plus. She doesn't like him now that he's in her way. and she doesn't like.
I don't like Matt Gaetz either.
Oh my god, he's
So,
a fucking pedophile.
He's gross.
This whole vote with McCarthy, she's
What
mad.
did Donnell say?
She's what Donnell say?
Isn't she the one that blamed her thinking on spaceships or something?
You know,
Did she?
I don't know that, but I'm gonna look it up right now.
That is hilarious. There's she might also believe in Jewish space lasers. I don't know.
Yeah, she said some anti-Semitic stuff. Oh, Marjorie Taylor Greene's space laser.
Oh, I got it
Bam.
right.
Wow. What conspiracy theorists always end up pointing the finger at Jews, and well, that's a problem for the GOP. First-term Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's claim that the 2018 California wildfires were ignited by a space laser controlled by a corporate cabal, including the Rothschild banking firm, is objectively ridiculous. Okay.
That's very specific. She knew who the cabal was. She knew who was controlling the space lasers.
Oh, I mean, I feel like, they bring up the Rothschilds all the fucking time.
Who are the Rothschilds?
Oh, who are the Rothschilds?
Am I supposed to know? Have I been paying the Rothschilds to control the space lasers because I need more wildfires in California?
The Rothschild family is a wealthy Ashkenazi Jewish family originally from Frankfurt that rose to prominence with Mayor Amschel Rothschild
In 1812?
he died in 1812, so it was in the 1700s. A court factor to the German Landgraves of Hesse Castle in the Free City of Frankfurt.
Here it says in the
Wikipedia is so boring.
19th century, they had a large private fortune. Okay.
They were the largest private fortune in the world,
Oh, that's why they be mad rich.
as well as in modern world history. The
And their
family's wealth
old money.
declined over the 20th century and was divided among many descendants. Today, their interests cover a diverse range of fields, including financial services, real estate, mining, energy, agriculture, winemaking, and nonprofits.
Oh.
Many examples
busy.
of the family's rural architecture exist across Northwestern Europe. The Rothschild family has frequently been the subject of conspiracy theories, many of which have anti-Semitic origins.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't.
They
fucking know,
are
man.
100% controlling space lasers that started California wildfires. This is what you need to ask yourself. I'm just going to go full conspiracy theorist.
This is satire.
Who benefits from California wildfires? Who? Okay, sorry. I can't think of anyone, but somebody might.
Microorganisms.
Ooh, water. Big water.
Big water.
I mean, big water does feel like it's becoming a thing. Water feels like it should be free. It falls out of the sky.
Fucking Nestle.
It's becoming less and less free every day. I mean, let's be real. In some municipalities, you're not even allowed to catch rainwater. So what's that all about?
What the fuck? Sorry, I'm just reading this article about Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's a fucking whack job. And then she's mad right now that some of her other compatriots in the Republican Party are dangling their votes for McCarthy, trying to get put on specific subcommittees. Like Marjorie
isn't
Taylor
that the
Greene wouldn't
game?
do exactly
Yeah.
that shit. I mean, but now she's mad. Ay.
I wouldn't even call that corruption. That feels like literally, yeah, you want my vote for a position? Like what role you have in the Senate? Yeah, of course. I would like something in return. I don't know. That seems like very normal quid pro quo stuff. No, that sounds sketchy to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Okay.
They're preventing Congress's ability to do anything.
Well,
So
I guess
this is
that
normally a
part
formality.
I agree with you. But I'm saying the idea of saying I will do that, but I want to be on this committee doesn't feel weird to me.
And you won't do it if they don't put you on the committee.
Yeah.
Is an ultimatum.
Sure.
Oh boy.
I don't know.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, what a cool cat. And then I just thought I would spread the love around.
Oh wait, did we talk all about her exposure? I think we talked about one. Or did you have multiple? Was that all you had?
That was
Oh,
just
okay.
where she grew up and is.
She grew up in a 10 out of 10.
Grew up in a 10 out of 10. And I mean, it seems like it hasn't had any effect on her
No,
reasoning.
no.
Uh,
She's great. She doesn't lean towards violence. She's a very peaceful woman.
She's a self-described Christian nationalist. And you're just like,
the dumbest.
what history did you read? Like, you sound like a Brit. What the fuck? The whole point of coming over here was religious freedom. I just don't understand these people that are like, America is a Christian, it should be a Christian nation. You're like, what? But then you're also like, well, you got to respect the founding fathers. I'm like, wait, which one? I don't understand these people.
The one that agrees with them.
The one that agrees with them. Rand Paul.
Now, he's a libertarian, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's also a fucking moron.
I don't care for him.
He was born in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, which I'm sure you can all guess is a score of 10 out of 10. I mean, it's Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, big city.
I feel like they probably have also all sorts of random shit just in the air.
I mean, that's like industry. That's a steel town, baby. So you know. There's
got to be some shit. Here's something that Rand Paul said that I thought was awesome. He was trying to explain to people why universal health care is wrong, right? And he said, what you need to understand about universal health care is that it effectively allows you to go to me, a doctor, and conscript me. It's a form of modern day slavery, is universal health care, because you're saying that you have the right to my services as a doctor. What? Confuse is me. What are you talking about, man?
That's a...
But then he also said that the U.S. government attempting to hold BP accountable for the Deep Horizon oil spill was just a democratic attempt to find someone to blame rather than just admit that sometimes accidents happen.
Yeah. And when you run somebody over, when you get in a dispute with your neighbor over your lawn and they come over and beat the shit out of you, can he just say it was an accident too? I'm not saying that happened.
Dude, what the fuck?
Was that Rand Paul or was that the other guy whose last name's Paul?
Ron Paul?
Oh, no, I think it was Rand Paul. I don't know. No, the doctor one. Yeah, man, his neighbor beat the shit out of him.
Rand Paul? What? All right. It's time for Colin to find another article. Rand Paul fights neighbor?
It was an accident.
It was an accident?
No, it wasn't on purpose.
Prosecutors reveal why Rand Paul was attacked by a neighbor. Renee. Sneak attack. All right. Well, I'm just going to read this out loud because it's
read it out loud.
Sharing screen. Excuse me.
That's 2 burps in 1 episode, Colin.
That seems like I'm way under my average.
Unprofessional.
It was the last straw, or in this case, the last twig. Renee Boucher, 58, was charged on Friday with assaulting a member of Congress, a felony, months after his sneak attack.
It was an accident.
On Senator Rand Paul in November, according to officials. Federal prosecutors said Boucher had enough, quote, after he witnessed Paul stack brush into a pile on his own lawn, but near Boucher's property. Boucher then ran onto Paul's property and tackled him. What? Paul was wearing headphones at the time while mowing his lawn in Bowling Green, Kentucky, when he was attacked from behind by Boucher. Paul managed to throw Boucher off of him, and they exchanged words, NBC News previously reported. Paul suffered 5 rib fractures, including 3 displaced fractures, and later required medical attention for pneumonia. Huh. Ooh, he's cute. Assaulting a member of Congress is an offense we take very...
I don't feel like that's assaulting a member of Congress. He just happens to be a member of Congress. He wasn't assaulted because he was a member of Congress.
Yeah. Earlier accounts of the incident suggested bad blood between the neighbors, who have known each other for roughly 17 years, including a dispute over a property line and a possible distaste for Paul's politics, as well as those of his father, former Texas Representative Ron Paul. However, federal prosecutors on Friday said Boucher admitted the assault, but denied it was politically motivated. Boucher's lawyer also denied previously that politics had anything to do with the fight. Officials said Boucher signed a plea agreement, but no date or sentencing has been set. He faces up to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $250,000.
Okay. I will say it sounds like Rand Paul stacked debris in his own yard, not in the other dude's yard.
Yeah.
So maybe it was unprovoked, but I don't think that spilling oil in the ocean was a provoked thing either. I don't know, man. It's just saying things are accidents does not always cut it. whoopsies. Yeah, that doesn't mean that there's no repercussions for a whoopsie.
That is hilarious, man. So, so here's the question, guys. Yeah, are there any politicians, celebrities that have been acting just a little bit out there that you want us to kind of look at where they were born and see what their risk level was
Yeah.
for lead poisoning?
I mean, what about Kanye West?
Maybe.
I mean,
When was Kanye born?
I don't know. He feels like he's got to be.
Feels like an 80s baby.
He feels like maybe an 80s baby, but it could be 40, like maybe right around
1977.
Oh, see, 70s. Okay.
Atlantic, Georgia. Let's see if we can find the address, because there will definitely be a 10 in Atlantic, Georgia, but what's the address?
And then we'll do, Donnell has a suggestion of Gozar.
Who the fuck is that?
I don't know, but perhaps it is her congressperson. Where is Atlanta? Where in Atlanta did Kanye live? One moment while we do our Googling.
Do your entertaining.
He had a wild time for a bit there. Oh, Kathy Griffin. Ooh, that is an interesting one.
Kathy Griffin?
Yeah.
Dude, I find it so weird how people reacted to Kathy Griffin's fucking Trump head thing.
I didn't care for it.
I mean, I didn't care for it, but the level of the response is crazy, given that Marjorie Taylor Greene did a campaign ad where she held guns up to AOC and the squad, right? That's a politician. Kathy Griffin's a comedian. Usually we give comedians a little bit more leeway than politicians. And yet,
True.
Kathy Griffin, it's like the world blew up. And it was like, why? I thought it was weird, but I did not think it was that big of a deal. Man, I cannot find an address.
This says that he in Atlanta and Chicago. I mean, both big cities, probably pretty high probability that they are.
Let's put where in
high
Chicago.
Up there. Oh, I can see the dog.
Chicago. Oh, there we go. We got an address. 7815 South Shore Drive. Oh, dude, he literally says that line, that address in a song.
Oh, that's probably why somebody knows the answer to that question.
I mean, I've been able to find addresses for the congressman. So, okay, Pop. Find me.
Okay, we're looking up Kanye West's home, and is that in Chicago or Atlanta?
Chicago.
In Chicago.
All right.
Oh boy.
Oh, that's a big 10.
It's a big 10 out of 10.
That's it. Oh, it's a 9.
Oh, it's a 9.
Oh, I should put it on. I should be sharing this. This incredibly entertaining. Boop. Here's where he lived, I guess. And yeah, Cook County. It was a 9. It's right on the edge of a 10. They're surrounded by 10s in Windsor Park.
Surrounded by 10s.
The Eugene Sawyer water purification. He's right by a water purification plant.
It
sounds like it would smell bad. Wow, that is so far from Chicago.
What do you mean?
I mean,
isn't that all Chicago? Oh, I mean, Chicago's big. I guess that's.
Yeah, it's just like I expected it to be more Chicago-y.
More Chicago-y? Chicago-y's not Chicago-y enough.
Oh, Chicago's almost the opposite, right? Look, like the main Chicago is all blue, but this part of Chicago now is like all brand new buildings, glass buildings, and then you get to the older buildings right there. So you see the kind of donut around it. That's interesting.
So Mel Gibson would be hard because he's Australian. That one would be difficult.
He's Australian?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know it. He does American accents pretty well, but
yeah, it's interesting. Wait, okay, who's the next one I was going to do?
We have Gosar, Gosar, and we have
Paul Gosar.
Is that who it is? Okay.
Paul Gosar, the congressman for Arizona's 9th congressional district.
Oh, Arizona.
He's a far-right politician.
He might be okay. Arizona feels like it feels less populated, although parts of it are pretty weird.
He was born in Rock Springs, Wyoming.
Oh, Wyoming. That feels okay, too, in my mind.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's not very high. 7.
He's in a 7. Not terrible. Not great.
Yeah. I mean, the census tracts in Wyoming are enormous, though, so it's really hard to tell.
Yep.
Because there's fucking no one there.
It is a very low density state in terms of
He
population.
was raised in Pinedale, Wyoming.
Oh, Ashley says that Mel Gibson was born in New York. Oh,
Too. New York.
all right then.
All right, well, let's find Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson. He's the anti-Semitic one, right?
He is a bit anti-Semitic. Oh, this says he's an American actor. Why do I think he's Australian?
He was in Peekskill.
He's Australian in my mind, apparently. Oh, his mother's Australian. Oh, okay.
He's got Ireland and United States citizenship. Okay, early life. Born in Peekskill, New York. All right, well, let's just look at Peekskill. I wonder if there's any way to get the address, because that'll have a ton of different census tracts.
You know,
It says it as a 9.
a 9.
But again, it depends on where in there he grew up. Oh, here we go. Gibson's father was awarded work-related injury lawsuit against the New York Central Railroad. Soon afterwards, relocated his family to West Pymble, Sydney, Australia.
Oh, that's probably why. Okay.
That's why.
And if his dad worked on the railroad and he was exposed to, railroad-related industrial stuff, it could have bumped him up a little bit.
Maybe. Hard to say.
Who else do we have? Oh, Kathy Griffin. Kathy Griffin is an interesting one to me. Ooh, and Donnell also said, what about Trump?
I mean, he was probably raised in a fucking gold building. I don't know. To me, the things that Trump, that seem lead poisoning-y for Trump, is probably has more to do with his amphetamine use.
Wait, is there lead in amphetamines?
No, but taking methamphetamine will fuck up your brain.
Oh, okay. You're saying it's not lead poisoning, it's something else.
I think so.
Although
she was born in Oak Park, Illinois.
I will also say, Trump's dad was a real estate person. He could have been doing a decent remodeling pretty regularly of old buildings. And if Trump was present, he could have been exposed to lead via those means. There is a person named Christine Hall
Who's an 8.
Who's an 8?
Kathy Griffin.
Kathy Griffin is an 8. Okay. Christine Hall is on the show Flipper Flop, and she has both lead and mercury poisoning from flipping houses just on that TV show. So it is a bigger risk, I think, than expected. I mean, I think most of us aren't house flippers and aren't exposed to that regularly. You're hopefully just doing it in a short period of time on your own home. But yeah, it's real even amongst somebody who has a TV show flipping houses. Barbie says he was a slumlord. He did not do renovations of Trump's dad.
He did not do what?
He didn't do renovations. He was a slumlord. Trump's dad.
That's true.
He's Bronx born.
No, he was born in Queens.
Fred was.
Fourth child of Fred Trump. He was born at Jamaica Hospital. I guarantee Jamaica is going to be a 10. That is. Well,
I mean, look at all over there. It's like it's 10s or 9s.
Yeah. I mean, if you even look at where I live, like it's quite red. 10. So, I find it interesting they have a census tract for this park. I don't think anyone lives in this park.
Right, but perhaps they took some lead testing of the earth.
It joins to this little. There's a couple apartments right here. Weird. Oh, joy. What the hell?
Oh, Patricia with the C says she had a doctor that checked her out for lead poisoning pretty regularly because of an occupational hazard. Oh, I wonder what industry you worked in.
She had to unlead all of the gas.
she was the one responsible for unleading the gas.
Mhm.
So I realize this isn't like a joyous topic, but it's just kind of interesting. I don't know. I think we do think it's 2023 and we shouldn't be dealing with this stuff anymore. But
Yeah.
lead it's everywhere.
And it's just it can have these effects that are long term and that you might not necessarily understand that it's from, because in those small amounts it's not as significant, but it can have effects on on the way that you think and feel, and you won't even know that it's because of that.
Yeah. But it is like if you do know that you work in an industry like Patricia C did, where it's a risk, or you have an older home that you've been remodeling and you do notice changes in yourself or a family member, it is worth bringing up with your doctor. They can test you. They can, give you some strategies with how to mitigate it and, keep you from getting worse, certainly. And if necessary, help get what's in your body out. So
yeah,
it's not it doesn't have to be all the way terrible, I guess.
It's another area in which it's just interesting to look at population level effects because effects can be relatively small on an individual level, but when you compound them across an entire area, it can be devastating.
Yeah.
Just that each one of us has a 1% higher chance of suffering from something like antisocial disorder or something like that.
Absolutely. Yep. And when you see that an entire generation might have been affected by it because of, the use of our vehicles and, in the 60s and 70s, everybody had a car back then and they were all pumping out all kinds of exhaust. It's interesting to think about an entire generation being affected by something like this. And they didn't do anything, like you didn't do anything wrong. You were just in the car with your parents. Your parents didn't know any better.
Yep.
So, we need the EPA to be stronger and more useful because it's not great, but it's all we got right now.
Well, I'm sure that the Republicans will help. You want to play GeoGuessr?
Yeah, you want to play some GeoGuessr? Sorry, we got a little heavy. Let's play some GeoGuessr.
GeoGuessr. I love GeoGuessr, man.
Okay.
And you guys can help. And it'll be fun. Let's just do the daily challenge first, and then...
Okay, we'll do a daily challenge.
I should probably share my screen.
You should share your screen, because I'm looking at this screen while you're looking at that screen.
And if you guys play GeoGuessr, feel free to friend me.
I think Barbie plays.
I'm GeoColin on it. Colin with a K. So, sorry. Single player. You got it up. Daily challenge time. So we got 3 minutes for each one. And we can move around as much as we want. Start game. Oh boy. GeoGuessr time. Oh, we got trees.
I don't know. South Africa. I have no idea.
And it's got a South Africaness, but what kind of tree is that?
I don't know.
All right. Well, we should definitely go towards.
We have lead crate, clay ground. We've got a
still
variety of
red
trees.
clay. Oh wait. Well, let's figure out where the sun is. Sun is in the south.
What does that mean?
We are so we're in the northern hemisphere.
Okay, northern hemisphere. So not South Africa.
But possibly North Africa.
Oh. Man.
Although this doesn't look anything like the North Africa that's on the.
I mean, I don't see a fence. I don't see a.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, a vehicle. We got scooters.
Short plates, scooters. It could be. It's probably too flat to be Colombia.
Wait, is that in the northern hemisphere? What's this cute cart? Oh,
yes, Colombia is in the northern hemisphere. Well, part of it is.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But maybe we're more north than that. I don't know. It's hard to say. What kind of feeling? Wow, this is going to be a pain in the ass.
Right. Oh, what is this? Is it a pile of refuse?
A dead body.
I think it's a log with a shirt on it.
Log with a shirt on it.
That doesn't tell me anything.
I mean, there are some signs of life. It looks cultivated, right?
It does look cultivated.
But it looks too tropical to be like Latvia. And so
I wouldn't know what to look for Latvia. I just like
very specific.
Again, we don't have a fence. We don't have a power pole.
We got tall trees, but we don't. But we've got tall trees, but we don't have palm trees.
And the trees are lining the road on purpose. It looks like.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Wow.
Oh wait, I thought I saw a fence for a second. Oh well, it's gone.
It's
just a stick random barbed wire.
This is a nightmare.
We're doing terrible. Anybody got any guesses?
Yeah.
Help
I'll
us.
take
Oh wait, what's
suggestions. I
this?
got
What's
no
this
idea.
fence? It looks like, is it vines? Okay, it's an earthen. It's a what's the word? Not rustic. Primitive fencing. But again, you can see that literally anywhere.
Water.
Ooh, a smidge of water on the side of the road. It's very flat.
Oh, there's a house in the distance. What does that house look like?
It's got a red roof. Oh, I don't know. It's cute though.
Red roof.
Is it the Philippines? I guess this isn't quite tropical enough, is it? I mean, it's somewhat tropical.
It's somewhat tropical. I would not. Oh, the Philippines suddenly seems possible. The Philippines. All right. Philippines.
We got cinder blocks. We got, I don't know, this weird red pipey fence thing going on.
Thailand.
We were not close.
I mean, we were in the right half of the world, so I'm not that mad about it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the world really stretches out down here, so you'll feel like, oh no, the Philippines are close to Thailand and like 1,325 miles. So like the distance between Mississippi and New York is how far these two things are from each other. Oh boy. All right. Next round. That round sucked.
It did. Okay, at least we have power lines here, and they are wooden poles with little bloopy bloppers on them.
All right, I'm gonna go towards this building, I guess.
You see a building? Oh, I do. Okay.
I cannot go towards it too much. Ooh, is that a sign?
Oh, I don't know. Is it? It says, "Don't go here." It's a "Do not enter" sign. It'd
be nice if I could read it.
Right? What language are you in?
Wow,
I can't.
Not a clue. I mean, could be like one of the Russian languages.
Is that water next to the road?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's a very interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this is one of the hardest first two rounds I've ever had.
This looks like the United States. Oh wait.
No. That's a European
Europe.
plate.
Okay. They got their little tent.
Is it Poland?
Poland? Why would we think Poland?
I don't know. Why would we think Poland?
I mean, I wouldn't think Poland.
That would be stupid.
Why would? I mean, if you have a reason to think it.
This makes me think it might be Germany, because things are censored way more often in Germany. It's kind of hilarious.
Because the language is so distinctive?
No, because there's some weird privacy policy in Germany that affects how Google Maps can take photos of things.
Oh.
So you'll just see like random stuff censored in Germany. But I guess there's not that much.
This could be almost anywhere.
It really could be. I don't know. I just feel like it's probably poorer than Germany. And the hills aren't as green and rolling as like Ireland, which is why I'm thinking like Lithuania or Latvia.
Ooh, I kind of like that. I'm trying to think of where somebody would have like a triangle-y power line. Somewhere where either there's wind or the earth might shift a little too much. Some weather situation. I'm not mad at Lithuania.
Those trees look seasonal. Moldova.
I
don't know if Moldova's on the map.
Why would Moldova not be on a map?
Well, unfortunately, just like the Google Maps cards only get so many places.
Oh, I see.
It might be. I mean, Ukraine is on the map, so it very well could be Moldova. If it's not Moldova, Ashley, we're kicking you off the stream.
No, we're not.
No, these arrows. Oh, I'm supposed to know what those arrows are.
I mean, we know where we already know we're in Europe.
Romania. If it's Romania, I'm happy with the Moldova guess because it's close enough. It was Latvia.
Man, you were all over it to begin with, and then we talked you out of it.
Kick Ashley off. Sorry to lose our best fan. Wow.
Oh wait, this has got words on it.
This is so the Faroe Islands. It's crazy.
Oh, I was gonna say Sweden or something, but
it's the Faroe Islands, or it's like
what does it say?
Iceland or Greenland.
Vita something.
Vitar Skraldet.
Oh.
Okay. I'm putting the Faroe Islands down just immediately, but but we can spend some extra time. But it's the Faroe Islands. I'm just positive. Where's the city center in the Faroe Islands?
This is what the city center would look like. We're clearly on the
I'm
coast.
trying to find. Well, I mean, look at the fucking island. It's
You're
insane.
right. There's water everywhere. Barbie's guessing Greenland.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of those, right? It's definitely Greenland or
I can't read
it's
that.
Greenland. Look at that.
Oh,
Transport.gl. It's Nuuk. It's fucking Nuuk. Which side of there it is. It's Nuuk. All right, Ashley, you're reinstated.
well, that was Barbie, but
Oh.
still, we can reinstate Ashley because
Boom. We were 1.3 miles from where it was. It's Nuuk.
it's pretty close.
Nice. Wow. What a round, guys. What a round.
Oh, we got signs again. L something. Are we in a Spanish country?
Amelie, Chevron, Servicio, Camacho.
Ooh, servicio.
Servicio.
El rojo.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely Spanish. We got short plates, so it's gonna be Mexico or South America.
Yep.
Or it could be Guatemala. Gigante Gracias. You know what we want? We would like something with a website address on it because that is helpful.
Todos es más fácil. Electrolux.
Okay. What the fuck is this?
We got palm trees. I don't know if that tells us anything. Ooh.
Over here. I mean, one of these is going to say something country. Oh, .com.Bolivia.
Oh, okay. Apparently Bolivia has short plates as well.
.bo. So now we just need the name of the city if we can. We got time.
There was a lot of stuff on there.
What?
Rigota. I don't know. There's just a lot of words everywhere. So I was trying to read and see if any of them say where we are. I don't know. Are we in Del Mario de something? I don't know.
Del Mario.
Barbie says that her and Ashley are a team, so you can't kick Ashley out.
Okay. I guess I won't for only that reason.
Football. I don't know. I don't know half of these words.
Well, what is the point of even having you here if you can't interpret the Spanish?
I mean, there's something about football. Let's see. I can't read that through the fence very well.
Yeah.
I mean, we look to be at least somewhat city-like. And we have a big...
Yeah, so we're going to end up just doing like Santa Cruz. How wet does it look?
There's a waterway, a water irrigation thing next to us. What do you call it? I can't remember what those are called. No. Go there. Go Santa Cruz.
Oh, it was Santa Cruz. Let's go. Wow, 1.7 miles. 2 great rounds in a row.
Nice.
Thank you to our fans. High Bean Coffee Shop. Okay, well.
I mean, this looks like an Asian country.
Is it Singapore? That has to be our first question immediately. It could be because if it's in
wait,
8
look at the
different
cars.
languages.
Look at the cars, though. Some of these look like American style cars. So does that mean Thailand?
Oh, doesn't mean Thailand. Okay, well that is very like Chinese, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I can't distinguish those languages well enough.
We got to see what languages are on. Notice, Nosha. This is probably Singapore.
Okay.
But we can take some time. But if you're like every language is here, it's Singapore.
So you're saying that is a cultural mecca?
It is, yeah. Yeah, like that.
What does that say? Cebu. Okay. That was like English writing, but I think it was in Spanish, which seems weird.
I'm like 90% of the way to Singapore. What flag is that? Nope, those are closed.
It's like a flag, but for fashion.
All right, I'm just gonna click
That says
Singapore
cafe.
temporarily, but we can keep.
Xiong Yong Cafe.
Ooh,
We
is this
got
like a port?
Oh, I don't know. It's kind of cool. Whatever it is.
Terminal Phnom Penh Cebu.
Where's that? Where's Phnom Penh? Is it on your map?
There's Pengerang.
Wait. Go over. Right there.
Where?
No, other way. Right there. Right there.
That's Pengerang.
Oh. I was really convinced it was the same word. But, I mean, it's so close that you have to be close, right?
Which?
Oh, Barbie says Cebu, Philippines.
Wait, what? Cebu. Where's Cebu?
In the Philippines, apparently.
But what are we talking about? Cebu. This is Cebu.
Oh, Sibu. Okay.
Phnom Penh Cebu. Last week. God, I mean, it could fucking be the Philippines. The Philippines.
Ooh, the Philippines. Yeah, I see.
I got 9 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Should I do it?
Yep, just do it.
Oh, well, it was Brunei? No. Wait,
what?
is this?
Where are we?
Is this
Indonesia?
what fucking country is this?
That's Brunei's that little space. What is this? I don't know.
Sarawak. What? Is this part of the Philippines? Like,
why is it not just telling us the name?
well, it wasn't Singapore, which makes me feel better. It was Cebu. Damn it.
Oh, okay.
So it was the other Cebu.
The other Cebu. But
Who
where the
knows
heck
what
is that?
fucking country this
What
is?
country are we in?
I have no idea. Weird.
Whatever's above Indonesia.
All right, not a bad. Good warm-up round, everybody. So we know what it means. It is
All right.
time for competitive multiplayer.
Okay.
So what do we want? Do we want to beat 10 people or one person?
10 people.
10 people. We want countries or distance? Countries.
Okay. Good, because that was a hard thinker for me.
All right. So basically all we need to do is get the
Oh.
country right on this.
Lovely.
We've got a dirt path. We've got
We have lots of
it's-
foliage.
It
looks paved.
It's kind of pretty.
It is.
Is it Ireland?
I don't know if this is quite that shade of green.
No.
An orange cone. That tells me nothing.
Orange cone. So not brown cone. No one else is guessing, which means that there's not anything obvious, which is good.
I mean, these are nice, evenly spaced fence posts.
They've got money, so they can space things evenly.
Recycling, a country they recycle in.
Recycling. Oh. Bay.
Bay Road, Bay
No
Lane.
exit. Okay, it's in English.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna guess Ireland. Just raw quick.
I don't think it's Ireland, but who knows? It's clearly somewhere. I mean, that's a cement.
Okay, but we've guessed Australia, Ireland, and the UK, so we're all on the same page
Okay.
as a group. Bay. Bay, no exit. America, not South Africa. Somebody's 50-50ing.
Oh, Jesus. Just run faster. Don't worry about what they're doing.
Don't worry about what they're doing. They're going to help us.
Oh, hurry. You need to guess.
New Zealand. All right.
We're
Almost everyone used their 50-50, so.
Oh, man, they were all going so fast. I forgot we were competing again, and I needed to think faster.
They're all doing their 50-50.
Okay. What does it say?
New Zealand,
And there was words on the street.
they were.
Yeah. Right there.
Brig, Anneviers,
And if here's, so are we French? And if here's,
Centreville.
there's a lot of French places. We've got
Not
mountains.
France.
We've got mountains. We've got
Not Belgium. Not Canada. Switzerland? I can't go that. What the fuck? That's annoying.
Okay, go look at. I don't know.
I mean, there's
The bus stop?
something obvious, and I'm missing it.
There's a blue sign over there. What's that? Parking.
Promenade du Classe.
That's still French. Okay.
Okay, well, it's not Belgium, it's not France. What other French countries are there?
I mean, there's some in Africa that are French, but this is mountainy and green. And look at these cars are looking lovely.
Occasions. It's not Czechia. Who the fuck guessed that? It's not Austria. Lusancion. Land of Switzerland.
Switzerland.
I said Switzerland.
Where did you? What did you see that told you Switzerland? Because you did it so fast.
Switzerland, land of Quattro.
Oh, okay. I can't even read that.
Yeah, you might want to look at my screen.
No, I don't want to. I'm going to look at this screen.
Okay.
Is that a garbage can? I don't even know what I'm looking at.
This?
Yeah, what is that?
Some sort of bollard.
Cement pylon. A bollard. That's a good word.
Pylon.
Gorgeous.
Wow, it looks. Wait, is that?
South America somewhere? I don't know.
This could easily be Jordan.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'd like more text, but
we do have flat roofs, which would make me think that it could be more of a Muslim country.
I really like how you said Muslim.
Isn't that the way you're supposed to say it?
It is, but most people don't say it that way. I think it's Jordan. I think it's Jordan or Israel. It could also be Tunisia. No. Okay, it's not the United Arab Emirates, I don't think. Or did they put Saudi Arabia?
Are we waiting for other people to give answers that help us?
It's not Turkey. It's not the United Arab Emirates. It's not Israel. Fuck. I mean, people have guessed it. It's not Qatar. Wait. Tunisia. What does Tunisia look like? Okay. Oh boy. It was Tunisia.
It was Tunisia. Snappity doo. Oh well, we lost.
Oh man, I had it. Damn it.
I'm just so slow. I'm not helpful. I just stare at it, going, I don't know. I don't have enough information. I don't know enough of these countries well enough to.
Well, you start to get like that one font. It's like Jordan, Saudi Arabia, United Arab Emirates, Israel, or Tunisia. But Tunisia, if you see French and that font, is Tunisia.
Oh. Your dad's been to Tunisia.
And he loved it.
That's where that drum came from. Ooh, we got banana plants. So somewhere that has bananas.
I mean, immediately we're thinking Peru, we're thinking Colombia.
Yep.
The sun is in the south. Oh.
So maybe.
So it's the northern hemisphere.
So still could be Colombia.
This person guessed, is that Poland or Indonesia?
I have no idea.
I think they guessed
I don't
Indonesia.
know my flags well enough.
That person guessed Sri Lanka. That person guessed something else. That person also guessed Sri Lanka. Some Sri Lanka people over here. It's like, geez, bro. Okay. So, I mean, we're thinking Eastern Hemisphere. That person got it. 50-50ing and got it. So the reason I want to see if people 50-50 is that if they 50-50 and they get it wrong.
Wait, there's not that many left, are there?
It's fine.
Oh.
If they 50-50 and they get it wrong, then it helps me. So that was Malaysia. Perfect. So it's going to be near Malaysia. So we want Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, no. Indonesia, no. Malaysia, definitely not going to be Brunei. Philippines.
I mean, I'm not mad at the Philippines. Nope. Which
I was
slow?
not that. I pressed Philippines. The time expired before you made it get what? Wow, that makes me mad. Yeah, I definitely need somebody who's watching the clock for me.
Oh, I don't even know what the clock is. We're knocked out, but I'll watch it.
The
this
clock
time.
is right in this top area.
Okay.
Damn it. I mean, I got robbed, dude. That was
Belgium.
Is that an EU play?
The United States. I have no idea. I can't tell that play.
Belgium or the United States?
They look the same.
No, they don't.
Okay, this looks more like Belgium than the United States.
I
A boat.
agree, it looks not very much like the United States. People have guessed United States and Canada, which means is there yellow on the road, and that's what they're guessing? No, that person's just dumb.
That says, oh, what does it say? Hump?
They're driving on the left. They're driving on the left.
What does that mean?
So it could be the UK. It could be South Africa. It could be
Ooh, South Africa they do like fences.
Correct, South Africa.
Okay.
Bang.
They like their gates. They like their gates around their house because they think everybody is a criminal.
Yeah. Look at this
Oh,
dude.
here's a dude walking down the street.
Probably a
He
criminal.
disappeared. Probably a criminal.
Thank God it was South Africa, or else it was going to end up being like Lesotho or something crazy.
I don't even know where Lesotho is. Is that the name of a country?
It's in South Africa.
It's a country within a country?
Yes. Eswatini as well is also within South Africa.
Oh, geez.
And there's a way to tell Lesotho and Eswatini from each other, and I struggle with it.
Let's walk
because
up to
I don't
this.
know what it is. Hersby Brigga. Okay. Classic Hersby Brigga. Ooh, graffiti hand styles.
I'm sorry. Are you good enough at graffiti?
That is very Philadelphia. These are European. So beat this. That would be Poland.
You're making stuff up now.
I mean, hand styles are.
I mean, I believe you, but
this is my cheat code. Is that no one else knows graffiti like me. I'm the goat, man.
I don't know anything from this so far.
I mean, look at this person guessing Norway. Like I said, Poland. Okay. I mean, this is like, is that Norway? Is that
I
Finland?
don't know.
fucking
It doesn't even seem like this is a road.
One
It
of
seems
those
like we're on
flags.
a walkway.
Yeah, we are on a walkway, and it's very annoying. And I'd like to get out of it. Let me out. Let me leave.
You will stay in this
Shit,
park.
all right. Somebody knows what it is. Somebody guessed the Netherlands. Somebody guessed Finland. Somebody guessed Poland.
Oh wait, here's something signish. A green garbage can.
Oh boy, I'm 50-50.
European.
Sweden.
Okay, here you go.
I lost my 50-50.
I forgot to watch the clock, so I'm glad
Yes.
you were paying attention.
Yes, I know. You are
I'm the worst.
the worst.
I feel like.
Ooh.
Oh, hey, lights. Oh, they're back
Aw.
off.
Yeah, boy.
I feel like you're going the wrong way. Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. That person thinks it's Austria.
Well, that's a very interesting guess.
I mean, this could be Belgium. I mean,
It could be Belgium. I don't think it is.
it could be
Which means it probably is.
España.
This is a pretty narrow road.
It's got a Spanishness. It's got an element of Spain or Portugal. That person guessed Chile. What?
That's a very different part of the world.
That's crazy. It was Spain. What's up, dude?
All right.
Your boy knows Spain.
You just went for it.
off of architecture. Well, I get 3 guesses.
Oh, okay. So you felt like taking the risk. Is that moon full or no? That's like almost full.
Almost full. It's waxing.
Yep.
But it is not gibbous.
I mean, it kind of is gibbous.
I don't actually know what gibbous was.
It's like, when you're heading to full.
Machuca.
Porgo cielo.
Lugar.
Lugar. Oh, that's Spanish. Oh, wait. What just happened?
I'm sorry. We were just spectating what we had already guessed.
Oh,
Wow. Okay. You correct. Oh.
a country that likes their fences, but also has snow.
I mean, what is this roof? This
I
is
mean,
like,
it's a Spanishy roof.
it's a Spanishy roof.
But they have them
it's-
all over the
it's
place.
all snowy. I mean, you know what I'm thinking, Mom. You know what I'm thinking. Am I that crazy to just guess it off jump?
I mean, I don't know. I don't
No,
have.
we're all thinking the same country. We can say it.
We
It's
are?
okay. You say it first.
It looks like this is not a very nice town. Everything's a little
It's
falling
ugly
apart.
as fuck, and we know where that is.
Poland. No, ugly as fuck. We don't say
Oh,
Poland.
I mean, it totally could be Poland. I mean, there's no. Lipusha, Puffy. I mean, Serbia. Czech. Oh, Czech. Is it Czech? Is it Romania? It's one of these terrible countries. That person guessed North Macedonia. What an idiot.
Why is he an idiot? Are you just smack talking for no
Greece?
reason?
Oh, yeah. We think it's Greece. Come on, man. Play the game. Russia. That makes way more sense.
Are you guessing something?
I mean, I kind of want to guess Serbia, but I want to let these people be wrong first. That person guessed Lithuania.
Are you running out of
That
time?
person's 50-50. Oh, good question. Bulgaria.
You've only got 7 seconds.
Serbia. Thank you.
Guess. You got
Hungary.
3 seconds.
I don't know. I was knocked out. It was Bulgaria.
Why didn't you guess Bulgaria?
I guessed all around it. I mean,
Oh, okay. You were making guesses. I couldn't tell what was happening. I was just
don't know.
yelling.
Is there any way to maximize that on your screen more? Yes, there is.
I don't know. Oh, I mean, yeah, that works.
Yeah. We're playing again, okay? It might be destroying my rating, but we'll play again.
One more time.
I mean, who knows why it would destroy my rating, because theoretically we're only adding people, but guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
But this should be our last round, I think.
Oh, fine. Okay. I mean,
Okay.
come on.
Farmy, grassy hay stuff.
So obvious.
All I can do is say what I see. I can discern no idea.
No, I'm just. You and I both know what country it is.
It's a really green one. Oh, it's a cute house. Let's see.
Ooh.
European. I don't know. This is a long plate.
but a yellow plate.
Oh,
So it's either the Netherlands or the UK. I mean, what do we think? That's
I mean,
clearly more Netherlands.
I would think more Netherlandsy.
it
Yes.
could also be Belgium with a yellow plate.
Didn't we had white plates?
Yes, but for some reason sometimes. Oh, Luxembourg also has yellow plates sometimes. Okay, they guess Poland and Bulgaria. What a bunch of fucking idiots. Play the meta, guys. It's not the Netherlands. Are we that crazy? Has someone guessed Luxembourg yet? No. Oh, it's not Luxembourg.
All right. Maybe we got to look around a little harder.
Gotta lock in. Well, I mean, no one's gotten it yet, so. Not Serbia, not Romania. Guys, yellow license plates. Come on.
Well, what if that was just a traveler traveling through, or was it parked at a house? I can't remember.
All right, we got a 50-50. This sucks. Montenegro or Serbia?
Well, didn't we find out it wasn't Serbia?
No, that was a different one.
Oh.
Well, I don't think it's Montenegro, so.
Serbia? Well,
Yeah.
we weren't really close at all.
I mean, I was really shit talking them, and they were all around it. So I was wrong. Ooh, very green.
Oh, they're all rolled up. America.
White lines.
What does that mean? Canada?
And we're driving on the left. We are in New Zealand.
Come on, those are like, come where? Come on, you don't think this is North America?
I think we're definitely not. They're driving on the left. What part of North America do you drive on the left in?
Oh, sorry, I can't tell they're driving on
It
the
was
left.
New Zealand. What is up, dude?
That was fast.
I'm the goat, man. I'm the goat. Hey,
Listen, there's
okay,
nothing
well,
wrong with
only two
confidence.
can make it. Okay, we're locked in
Oh
right now.
shoot, we
We
gotta
are locked in.
just slap an answer on
Okay.
there.
Wow.
Belgium.
Okay.
No, I don't know.
Spain.
Oh, that's a-
Spain
that's
is
a
the
weird
locked in
roof.
answer. Blank.
Go that way,
I'm trying.
or this way.
Okay, I'm trying. It's
Wait,
not Spain.
Wait, there's a sign. Oh, that's
I
a
can't go
mirror.
that way. For some reason, there's a bug on my thing.
An old lady talking to a man on a
Netherlands?
bicycle.
Bicycle.
Still Belgium. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what it is.
All right, it's not Netherlands. All right, I gotta stop.
They have
guessing.
metal poles.
That person guessed Poland. Again, a fool. Oh, does it say UK? Oh, is it the UK?
Why is our screen black?
UK. Oh, I was
Perkins.
knocked out. It was Slovakia.
Oh, we probably weren't going to get that.
You were not. And they both got it, so good for them.
Good for them.
All right.
Should we?
dark.
It's a little dark. Should we get this off the screen? I don't know. Should I turn the light on? I don't even know.
No, who cares?
Who cares? We're gonna just finish this up in the dark.
All right, guys.
That's-
Thank you so much.
Wait, should we get that off the
For-
screen though?
Should we get? Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Jeez.
Look at us in the
Request.
dark. You can see into the house. That's my dining room table. Well, thank you for keeping us
I
company.
look much better in the dark.
Disagree. You're quite handsome, sir, in the light of day. Okay. Thank you for keeping us company. We're gonna start moving to Tuesdays because we have some family obligations on Wednesdays now. So we'll try to do this on Tuesdays. We will probably be traveling this next Tuesday, so that might be hard, but we'll see what we can do. And thank you for keeping us company.
Mm-hmm.
Should we sing it out?
Yes.
I can't reach anything, so help me, long-armed man.
Oh, yeah. We gotta go to the brand, and then we gotta go in this. And all right, thank you guys so much for joining. It's quiet, so I feel like I need to be quiet.
Yes.
It's quite strange.
Let's be quiet. It's dark out, so we think that we have to be quiet, like there's predators around here or something.
Very rarely is my face this close to my mother's face.
Okay, make it weird.
It's weird. All right. Oh, fuck. On the bus. On the bus.
On the bus.
Mike is riding on the bus.
On the bus.
Mike
on the bus. Bus. Mike on the bus.
Mike with the mic.
Mike on the bus. Bus. Mike on the bus. On the bus. Get down with Mike on the bus. Got to get down with Mike on the bus. Rolling down the road with Mike on the bus. On the bus. On the bus with Mike on the bus.
We have problems. You're watching Owl of Rock, and this is his theme song, Booms.